You have to be fully embodied in your gifts, because that's what makes that true leader. That's what allows you to be able to process what is going to be coming at you over and over and over again in the future. If you are going to be a global leader, you must access your own specific soul modality that exists, that is going to be how you are the most powerful being on the planet, doing your purpose. Every single person's purpose is so freaking valuable to this planet and to the greater unfolding of what happens. So how do we actually do these 4 things? How do we tap into this? Sure, there are lots of things you can do. You can absolutely work on removing your fears. You should be doing that anyway. But removing your fears isn't going to set you apart from the rest. Removing your fears is something that every single human on this planet absolutely should be doing. It is base level work. Removing your fears as to why you're not being confident, why you're not sharing yourself as a psychic, removing your fears in being accurate, removing your fears in trusting. You could do that, and you should do that. That's not what sets you apart from the rest. You could absolutely look at faith and what you really believe in, what's your faith, that will 100% increase your trust. But again, that's not going to set you apart. Every business owner, every entrepreneur, everybody in a spiritual journey is looking at their faith, is realigning their faith. You should 100% do that. It's not going to make the shift. You can absolutely practice your skills on a daily basis, and you should. You absolutely should. If you don't have my psychic development journal, you should get that. It's amazing. I use it every day. It's amazing. Practicing every day is not going to increase the accuracy at the level at which you need to. Is it important that you practice every day? Hands down, you should be practicing every single day, every moment of the day. That is not what's going to get you to the next level, that top level. You can read, you can learn, you can Google things. I know a lot of psychics who do this. They're Googling, they're trying to understand on a logical level. They're trying to decode the universe. They're trying to see, what can I do in order to do this stuff? It will never get you there. For one, so much of the stuff that you read, that you learn, that you Google, that you're decoding is somebody else's truth. It's somebody else's knowledge. It's somebody else's downloads. Like, I want you to think about it. Every creation, everything that's ever been brought into existence on this planet has come from some kind of source, God download. And you're just reading them and regurgitating them and learning from somebody else's channeling. I don't work that way. I want my own. There's nobody's channeling or information or psychic guidance I trust on this planet more than I trust my own. Ever. And this is, I will not read something. I will not Google something. I will not learn. And that is not how I will learn. That it will not take you to the next level. It won't take you. It will allow you to reiterate what somebody else already knows. It won't take you to that next level. They all work at any foundational level. They all work at an intermediate level. Even some people who are really masters at what they do work at this level. But what sets people apart from the rest, what truly makes you exceptional at what you do, is embodying these 5 things. I'm going to tell you what they are. These are absolutely a must for every advanced, masterful psychic leader, and any leader in any industry must have these 5 things and be able to embody them, as well as hold the characteristics of the confidence, accuracy, universal truth, and trusting at an unbelievable level. Okay, so let's dive into what these 5 things are. For one, every single global leader who holds a psychic energy must open and activate all of your senses. No more, and I see this a lot. People are like, well, I can see beings, but I can't hear them. I'm clear cognizant, or I'm intuitive. You must be able to have every single sense that ever existed in the possibility of existence. Everyone Every single one. This idea that people have one sense or one strong sense. Sure, you do up to a period of time until you master, until you have reached this unbelievable level, then you have all of them. They all open and activate, and you're using them simultaneously, all at the same time. You're getting information from what you're seeing, what you're hearing, what you're thinking, what you're knowing, what you're smelling, what you're tasting, what your soul is actually communicating with you in regard to your relationship to what's going on in the world, as well as you're reading the energetics off of everything within inside of your awareness, all at the same time. All at the same time. You have to be doing everything. You have to be fully embodied in your gifts, because that's what makes that true leader. That's what allows you to be able to process what is going to be coming at you over and over and over again in the future. Because it is, the world is going to move and expand, and you're going to be processing the world on an energetic level. Everybody has to. And we have to understand these energetics. And based on what people share and what people see and what people say, a lot of people aren't actually reading energetics. They're telling me their emotional response to something, or they're telling me somebody's emotional response to something, or somebody's body language response to something. They're not the same. They're absolutely not the same. Okay. Or what somebody's making them feel. That's not their true energetics. It's not an energetic read. You have to be able to use and activate all of the senses across the board and use them at the exact same time, be able to process, interpret, and deliver the information that you need to be delivered. And it is going to be very fast paced. It is super fast paced. Number two, you need to have, and we create this, but you need to have and create an unlimited as well as a consistent connection with energetics of all realms at all times. This means that you don't shut your senses off. They're always on. They're always feeding you information 24/7. You are like a satellite dish out in the ethers, connecting information on all levels from across all beings at all times. And that can feel very, very overwhelming for people. You don't have the ability to shut your abilities. You don't have the ability to shut your gifts off, I guess. Abilities sounds weird together. Don't shut your gifts off. For one, you don't need to. You don't need to. But having your connection at all times consistent doesn't necessarily mean like you're a computer system and your consciousness is always scanning and reading everybody and trying to process it, because it'll just be this knowing. It's when we look at energetics, whether it's because a guide is speaking to us, because we're reading somebody's body, the energy of somebody's body, because we're in a situation, because we're being shown the past or the future or anything like that, it's an immediate imprint. And on that immediate imprint, you should have every details of the information. It should be like somebody hits you with Encyclopedia Britannica, whatever it's called. I forgot what it's called, but they used to sell that door to door. And you immediately know what's in every single book and you can reiterate it, but you don't necessarily need to process every single sentence and every single word at every single time. That's overwhelming. That's not how we read energetics, nor it's how we process them. But you have to be connected at all times. None of this, I need to sit, I need to do this, I need to do this to connect, I need to clear my emotions in order to connect. Yes, on multiple levels, you should be doing that. But when you reach an ascended level of mastery with inside your psychic gifts, you are always connected. It doesn't shut off. And it also doesn't disrupt your day. And you know exactly what energetics are coming to, what they mean, who they're for, how you're supposed to process them, what you're supposed to do with them. All the details are very clear right there. Number 4, if you're going to be able to do that, you absolutely have to master working with, using, and supporting your energetics, as well as the energetics of universal energetics consciousness, any energetics available to you. It is a must. I cannot tell you how many psychics get burnt out. Their bodies don't support them. I see lots of psychics who will start saying they're channeling higher vibrational beings, and then their bodies don't support them. Their bodies start doing something weird. That's not how it works. If you actually understand energetics, as you raise your vibration and you start channeling higher vibrational beings, in order to channel higher vibrational beings, your body must be able to sustain higher vibrational frequencies. When it does, your body becomes more youthful. Your body becomes freer. It doesn't shut down on you. If anything, it supports you better than it ever has before. So as we're working with and starting to open up all of these different levels and all of these different possibilities, you absolutely must master your own energetics so your human body supports everything that you're doing. Everything that you're doing. It is a high frequency body. This means you can hold a lot more energetics. You can do a lot more processing of energetics. You can connect with bigger, deeper truths. You can channel 24/7 and it doesn't wear you out. It doesn't get you sick. It doesn't make you tired. It doesn't exhaust you. You're not taking on other people's energy. You're not giving your energy to other people. Lots of different things that I see a lot of psychics do. As a global impactor and a psychic leader, you can't do that. You just can't do that. I see celebrity psychics that after they're done taping their shows, recording their shows, they end up in the hospital sick. Do you know why? Because they don't know how to work with energetics. They don't understand energy. They don't understand how to maintain the energetics within inside their body. It's a must. It is absolutely a requirement on so many levels. And that will then contribute to, I'm not saying everybody has to be a physical healer because only some people are meant to do it who are global leaders, but you will start to physically shift your body. Your body will physically change, absolutely physically change. And it will defy the laws of science. I guarantee it. Defy the laws of science and the medical industry, as well as aging. And it's a huge part. I can do a whole talk on how people are going to age in the future based on the energetics that I've read and see and know. And number 4, okay, you absolutely, every single global leader, every single person who's here to make a drastic impact on this world has their own modality. Their own modality. You are not using somebody else's modality. That means we're not doing like EFT. We're not is that what it's even called? I don't even know because I don't study any of these. Cranial sacral. We're not doing Reiki. None of those things. Those are not powerful. They are not powerful. I will stand behind it. You could debate me any day. If you can read energetics, the energetics of Reiki are terrible. The energetics of cranial sacral, they're taught from somebody else and they're taught lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. And the responsibility, the respect, and the use of these have been abused and the integrity level of them have not been sustained. Plus, we're coming in as expanded conscious beings. We're not supposed to be dependent on somebody else's channeling and somebody else's connection with energetics and learn somebody else's way of doing things. You have your own. Every single person I have ever trained, and those that I haven't trained and I've connected with and shared what their modality is, has their own specific modality. I don't teach them mine. Nobody can do mine. Nobody can connect to the energetics people have. Okay? I also don't teach them the ones that everybody else does. I teach them their own. If you are going to be a global leader, you must access your own specific soul modality that exists, that is going to be how you are the most powerful being on the planet, doing your purpose, impacting the world and the way that you're supposed to impact it. I do not teach people how to do what I do, ever, ever. I am here to teach you how to be the best at what you're supposed to be doing. And I can show you what that is. I can tap you into what that is. I can help you connect to it and learn how to do it and remember what you're here to do, because that's what you're here for. Now, are there people who are going to continue to do Reiki, continue to do EFT, cranial sacral, theta healing? There's a ton of them. Okay? Absolutely. Absolutely. Those people are not the global leaders and the impactors of the world. They're not. Because those things are played out. Those things, energetics, are not the highest level energetics. When they were originally channeled, they absolutely were. They absolutely were. But the level of respect and responsibility, they have been watered down throughout the years. And there's different things that we do still. There's so many different things, even in the psychic realm, that people used to do the old way that we don't do anymore as we're expanding our consciousness. We don't do them. And as you get more proficient, more masterful, more become this excellent, highest vibrational being that you're supposed to be, you have your path, you have what this is. Those other things that are lower vibration, that were crutches, that were tools that we were using, they can't be used because they don't hold the same high vibrational frequency. Don't care what it is. It does not hold it. Okay. You have to be tapping into your own modality, understanding what that is, and using it in the world. And some people are going to be teaching that modality. Absolutely. It's just how the world is. Will we get to a point where every single person in the world has their own modality and trust themselves explicitly? Not in my lifetime, but hopefully the world sustains itself long enough to be able to do that. But in the spiritual realm, that exists. It's not that we don't help each other. It's not that we don't support each other, but we all have our own things in the spiritual realm. And number 5, you must embody a very specific code of ethics. One of the things that I talked about yesterday is that the vibration, the frequencies in the world are shifting because of universal energy shifting, because of source consciousness, God consciousness, creation consciousness, whatever you want to say. And they're different. Universal energy and God consciousness, source consciousness, they're different. Okay. It is forcing an expansion in frequency, a higher level of frequency, which means our actions, our words, how we treat other people, what we do must align with this higher frequency. That means our integrity level, our responsibility, our code of ethics has to increase. Anybody who's doing things in a ego-driven way, in a control way, in a deceitful way, in a misalignment with their truth are not going to be the effective leaders and the impactors of the world. They will not be respected the same way, nor will they be as successful. As this energy level continues to rise, you will see this pulling apart, this difference, distancing between truth and authenticity, and between lies and deceit and ego and fear. You will see it very clearly. It's already starting to happen in the world. It just people can't process right now which is which. As a psychic, you have to have this deep code of ethics. And there is a psychic code of ethics. It's one of the things that I teach. And I didn't create this. I channeled it. All the things that I teach, all the things that I do, all of these things here aren't my beliefs. They've since become my beliefs. These are things that I have been shown. These are things that have been proven energetically. These are things that I have downloaded through source, through my connections with high vibrational beings, because this is the way that we're going to. I have not been wrong about the future so far, and I've been channeling the future since I was about 3 years old. I always see the future. This is absolutely where we are going, I promise you. So if you want to be that impactful leader, that person that is set apart from everybody else, holding this psychic truth, holding these abilities, because you are on that path of enlightenment, and every single person is. That's why we're here, is this path of enlightenment. Yes, we're also supposed to enjoy life and create all the things that we desire, because our soul desires a lot of things. And part of this enlightenment process is to be able to light the soul up with its desires. But these things, these 5 things, embodying those characteristics, that's what are going to get you that accuracy, that confidence, that level of universal truth, and that undeniable trust that you have in life, in everything that's unfolding, will set you apart and will put you on that journey to true enlightenment. It is what's going to help you to reach top level that your soul decided it came into this life to achieve. This is what the world is asking for. This is what is being required of leaders and of global impactors of the future. This is what your soul is showing you. This is that calling that it's asking you to step into. And I truly believe if you are meant to reach it, you 100% can. There is no chosen one. There is no somebody is special and other people aren't. It's a matter of how you're showing up in the world, how you're showing up for yourself, and what you are willing to learn and to do and to embody and to release. That's that path of enlightenment. And every single person has a path. Every single person's purpose is so freaking valuable to this planet and to the greater unfolding of what happens. And I absolutely guarantee you that you can reach that. It's one of the things that is my special gift, is helping people to be able to read. I can see what everybody's modality is. I can see what you're connecting with energetics. Every single thing that I listed here, every single thing that is required of psychics in the future. And some of the things I didn't even share, such as, shifting timelines and creating and removing huge entities from the planet. There's so many things. Being able to rescript scrolls, being able to access certain levels within inside of truths and rewrite them or re-embody them, activate certain levels of DNA, healing the physical body in ways like medicine, in the way that the Western world understands it, is going to become obsolete. Healers will absolutely be needed, because the way in which we've been using the healthcare system and the medicine isn't working. It's making you more sick than healthy. Everything is going to change. The one thing that can sustain all of these changes, that all of these changes are working towards, is energetics in every industry, every single industry. And in order to truly understand those energetics, to be able to tap into that level of energetics, to be able to use them for no matter what, whether we're healing in the physical, whether we're creating more wealth, whether we're being able to do more in a set amount of time because we're bending time, whether we are shifting timelines that we are on, whether we are connecting and making a global impact. It doesn't matter what it is. Whether you want a family, whether you're building new relationships, whether it's something to do with the earth or the weather, energetics is absolutely the answer. The way to truly understand the depths of the energetics is to truly walk this path of the enlightened soul. That path of the enlightened soul activates your psychic abilities. And when you start to embody them and truly take them to that masterful level, then you become one of the people, of the many people who are going to change the course of reality for people. And you're going to help people to walk that very important path in life. All of the programs that I teach, every single one, from my sovereign membership all the way up to the Master Psychic Mastermind, embodies this, teaches this, takes you on the path of this. It's just depending on what level you are at.